international boxing news, and I'm joined by Ebanie Bridges, the IBF Bantamweight World Champion. Ebanie, how are you today?
I'm good, thank you.
Perfect. So we're here ahead of your world title defence against Shannon O'Connell, obviously mandatory challenger on the Warrington Lopez undercard. Obviously there's been a lot of talk about the fight online. Obviously you've just done the virtual presser. How are you feeling about the fight?
Yeah, I feel good, you know. I've been working really hard. I'm being obviously moved over here. So working with Mark now since June when I moved over here, it's just been great because, you know, obviously my last fight was with Mark, but I was literally here for 8 weeks and I've made so much improvements then. So, I mean, I just know that the improvements I've made and the progress that I've made from moving over here and being here, I'm really excited.
Was it a tough transition for over there? Obviously, I know in hindsight, like looking, obviously I was in the arena for your win against Roman. Obviously, we was talking about that. And obviously you can see the differences in your performances as well. How was it difficult making that transition?
From my old coach to Tibbs?
Yes.
Yeah, yes and no. It was hard because I couldn't understand him. I couldn't understand his accent for like 4 or 5 weeks. It took me so long. I'm like, what are you saying? I'm like, what? Like, what are you saying? I didn't know what he meant. I didn't know the words he was using. So that was there was a little bit of communication. Like, we were kind of like, it wasn't bad, but I was just like, it was a little bit frustrating because but I was still doing it. But once I kind of dissected his language and his accent, and I started understanding all the words that he used and everything, then it was just smooth like sailing now, and that was the only transition really. It was just, I don't know what you're saying.
Perfect. And then moving on to, so Team O'Connell, obviously they've seemed very confident. We've got Shannon talking a lot of trash online as well. What do you think gives them so much confidence going into this fight, or do you think it's a false sense of confidence?
I don't know if it's false, to be honest. I don't really know what gives them that confidence. If I knew boxing and I looked how I boxed, I wouldn't be overly confident. But I think, look, I mean, you got to have self-belief. But yeah, I don't know. I think she's underestimating me. Do you know what I mean? Because she really does just think that I've just got here, like, by just taking my clothes off or whatever the fuck she says. Like, I think, you know, she doesn't realize how hard I actually work. She thinks she's the only hard worker in the fucking world, or she's the only one that's like works hard like she does. Do you know what I mean? And maybe that's what it is. I don't know, but yeah. I mean, I'm sure she'll find out December 10. You know, how hard I work.
100% as well, and if she is underestimating you, she hasn't seen your previous performance, and she didn't even watch your fight against Shannon Courtney as well. The kind of fight that kind of landed you on the UK soil as well. And obviously, a lot of boxing fans thought like this being an all-Australian clash. Obviously, it would land in Australia. Obviously, Eddie kind of pushed for it to be on Leeds. Obviously, you've got a massive following in Leeds. Was that a key part of obviously training with Mark Tibbs here as well? Was that a key part of having the fight in Leeds, having your first events in Leeds? Obviously, we know you like fighting there as well.
Yeah, of course, I love fighting in Leeds, but I moved here. Like, I've been traveling, globe hopping the world for the last, you know, my whole career. You know, Shannon hasn't, you know, but I have had to do that to get the fights, to get my name out here. So I finally moved here for my career because I fight here. So I wasn't going to go fight in Australia. And as much as it's great for Australian boxing isn't that big for, like, personally. I want to put this fight and show my performance on a global stage and a global platform. If I was fighting in Australia, then it would have been, you know, on their promotion, not many people would have seen it, you know, and that's why, you know, we were really adamant with the purse bids. We wanted to win it. I wanted to put it on DAZN. I wanted it to be a fight that the world could see. Two Aussies going at it, hard fighting, you know, and I think that's really important for women's boxing. And I know, like, the Australian fans in Australia want to see it, and the point is two Australians fighting. I don't think it really matters to a degree where it is, but I want the whole world to see it, you know.
And of course, and on that global platform as well, obviously the time zones will probably sync up. They'll probably I know that when Dmitry Bivol fought here, they put it onto Russian time as well.
Yeah. So I mean, it's going to be in the morning, Sunday morning. Australians are used to watching boxing on Sundays. That's what we do. Do you know what I mean? They have fights on Wednesday evenings. Like, that's like middle of the night for the UK, like 2 a.m. or something, you know. So I mean, I don't think that would have really worked during the week either. So I just think it was all around better. The only person that had benefited was Shannon, and I'm the world champion. And realistically, I think, you know, whatever I think that it needs to be on my terms, you know.
100% as well. And obviously, there's no better time to be a female within boxing. Obviously, I saw your post. Kind of, you'll always refer to it as women boxing because you're proud to be a woman within boxing as well. And also your obviously, I think you're Mark Tibbs' first female world champion as well. How does it feel to be a part of women's boxing at this current time as well?
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, we've come into it, obviously we came into it when it's in the rise. We had Katie Taylor. Everyone talks about Katie Taylor, but it's true. Like Katie Taylor and Eddie Hearn, they really helped pump women's boxing. And then obviously, the last couple of years, it's just gone, exponential. And it's because of, a lot of the key fighters that we have at the moment. And me being one of them. There's a lot of personalities and a lot of different, experience, a lot of skill in boxing now, and we're all wanting to fight each other, and it's just exciting for women's boxing.
Perfect. And Ebanie, my final question: what can the fans expect on December 10th?
They can always expect entertainment and a good, exciting fight with me, So it's going to be lots of fireworks, no doubt, lots of hard hits, and it's going to be a war, I think. We're both Australian, we're both tough, so I think it's going to be a good war.
100%. And Ebanie Bridges, thank you very much. Best of luck December 10th.
Thanks.